Okay, so with no school, no activities, no play dates, no parties, your children have likely said, I'm so bored. But is it really a bad thing? Parenting expert Alyson Schafer is joining me now with all the answers. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you, too.
Okay, so we've seen research that says boredom can be a good thing. What is your view?
Yes, absolutely. Boredom is a good thing. Boredom is a state of our minds that is sort of at rest, but still being productive. What they found in the research is that if you give someone a boring, mundane task and then right after it, give them an opportunity to be creative. Those people who had the brain in the boredom state actually had an explosive amount of creativity afterwards. And given that we know that creativity is one of those skills that our future workforce is looking for, particularly, that's going to be a great muscle to exercise in our kids.
What do parents need to understand about boredom?
So what I would say to parents is, and they'll like to hear this, it is actually not your responsibility to entertain your kids. A lot of parents feel that that is the role of a parent, to play with their kids all the time and to make sure their kids are always doing something that's enriching. And I'm suggesting, no, that is not the case. That in fact, kids need to learn how to deal with boredom, and they need to learn how to self-entertain. So my advice is, let's make that possible by stepping back, by not jumping in and alleviating them, by getting them onto the next task right away, to be able to make the space for them to sit with boredom, and then to also help them understand the expectation that life is not always an exciting place, that because we have grown up with so much iPad and our little handheld devices, that it's very easy to make boredom go away by jumping on our technology, when in fact sometimes life is slow. Sometimes we need to gaze at the clouds. Sometimes we have to go for really long car rides, and that life is not always like going to the circus 24/7. That's a good way to help them understand the expectation of the pace of life, that sometimes we have to untangle that quietness can actually feel calm, not bored. They can get those two feelings mixed up, so we have to untangle that for them.
And for parents, a lot of times it feels like a circus at home. So, okay, here's a scenario. When our children come to us and say, I'm bored, should we ignore them?
So what I like to say to my kids, that's amazing. You're bored? You're feeling bored? That means you are about to have a creative spark. I wonder what you'll do with that. And I would just let them be. Now, I find with some kids, you could also say, look, why don't we create a list of all the lovely things that you like to do in your free time that you already know will engage you, and have that list available so that if they come to you and say they're bored, you can say, have you checked your list? And if they say, no, there's nothing I want to do on the list, then you can say, great, let me tell you what's on my list. I've got a whole list of chores. I need help cleaning the fridge. I need help mopping the floors. And even as a kid myself, I remember that there were times when I was so bored, I would go down the street to a friend's house and help her mother do laundry because she had a Ringer washing machine, and I thought that was the coolest thing to do.
That's awesome. You know, my daughter did come to me the other day and asked to clean toilets, which was amazing. My answer was, absolutely. Alyson, thank you so much.
You're really bored. All right, enjoy.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.